Thanks for staying with us. Now, the well-being of vulnerable homeless people has become a concern in just day 2 of the lockdown here in South Africa. Their living conditions and sometimes poor health places them at a higher risk of contracting the coronavirus. Now, what's being done to help those left stranded? What are the challenges being faced by those working in that sector? To discuss this further, I'm joined via Skype by Mould Empower Serve CEO Leona Pienaar. Leona, thank you so much for joining us. We have only entered the second day of lockdown, but already yesterday our reporters and anecdotal stories we're seeing on social media, people interacting with homeless people, with many not knowing what's going on. Why are the streets empty? What are you hearing from people in this part of our society?
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. We've had quite a rough day one. We have had pre-planned shelters for our own projects that we manage in Port Elizabeth, Bellville, Cape Town, and Johannesburg, and then Kempton Park. And those were all properly planned, and things were put in place to safeguard them and to have them in isolation. And then yesterday we were asked to open another building and manage it on behalf of government on very last minute. We were quite surprised when we saw the media about the schools that's going to be identified for this, because that was never communicated to us, and they're not open. So yesterday we took 30 women and 8 disabled and elderly people into as phase 1. We've had quite a challenging night. We did medical screenings last night, and 90% of the people we took in is on substance abuse, and during the night had severe withdrawal symptoms. So that has been quite a night. In Cape Town, those emergency shelters have not opened yet. We've been doing what we could in that side, feeding and making sure the ones we've tagged, the ones that there's no shelter for, we've got a record for them. I think at the moment we already have 280 that wanted to come into our property. We've got a register for them, but there's no place to take them.
Now, communication seems to be a major issue here, mainly because of the very short space of time that government, law enforcement and all of the other stakeholders in the broader society have been given to try and make sure that as many South Africans as possible are safe. It is only day 2 of the lockdown. Are you happy that the troubleshooting that is needed when communication has fallen flat is taking place, and that you have got open communication lines with government so that you can try and communicate to as many homeless people as possible?
Yes, I think the systems in Gauteng has started to happen yesterday. Our biggest challenge is that because all the suppliers are closed, we can't get blankets and we can't get mattresses to expand the operation. So because only essential stuff is for sale, our hands are very tied at the moment. We're battling to get blankets, we're battling to get extra mattresses, linen. Yesterday, apologies, they didn't even want to sell us a mop in a shop because it's not essential. So those are very big challenges that we're facing. In Western Cape, I think there's less of communication. They're still battling to get that going.
Is there an issue with the fact that on the streets mainly we have law enforcement officials, SANDF, police and that kind of thing? Is there enough being done to ensure that they know what needs to be communicated to homeless people that they come across in the streets?
The problem is they don't know where to refer them. So they tell them that they need to go, but they have no place to take them. So we had about 3 extra trucks yesterday arrived that the police brought there, but we couldn't take them because we didn't have infrastructure to take more. So I think they're trying to help, but there is not enough places yet ready to take them.
Well, speaking of help, before I let you go, we know there are various funds that have been started, the Solidarity Fund started by government, private sectors involved there as well. Anybody watching right now and they want to help in some way that they can with keeping the homeless safe, where can they get in touch with you? How can they help?
Thank you. Donate at mes.org.za is our designated email address, and then we have a Back Buddy campaign running as well. But if there's any people out there that has a contact where we can access mattresses, especially ones that's covered that we can keep hygienic, or extra blankets, then please get in contact with us.
Well, there you go. Very clear instructions and a request there from Mould Empower Serve CEO Leona Pienaar joining us via Skype. We can only thank you and your team for what you're doing to try and keep our homeless and our vulnerable safe during this lockdown. Donate@mes.co.za is the email that you can contact to get in touch with them.